if IG want to make this a 2-0.
And it's going to have to be gank up towards the top side. Just see if it's possible for him to burn a flash from Zika and then repeat gank that at level 6 so then he can try and set up. But
Wink is not caught out just yet, but they will force the flash out of the Tam Kench because he hasn't got himself some great health. He's going to be in a lot of trouble if this kill goes over to Lucas. He's still healing up though. One more Q would do it. He's staying alive, and they weren't focusing on Eric. They will trade it back, but Eric wins this fight all day, every day. Shadow's even there to stop the jungler from coming in. Double kill going over to Eric. Perfect for LGD.
Bone plating out of the map state, although as I say that Zika now.
Yeah, he knows that something was up. He is going to flash away and not get caught out just yet. He's going to turn on to Fearness. He knows he's dead to rights. If he doesn't get a kill back off on top of this, he should be able to give himself another solo kill, maybe even a second. Shadow needs to be very careful. Shadow has the Heartbreaker, though, to bring careful as he's a little bit far away from his jungle and support. As we now see Jay going in, he does get the personal space going down. They're going to be able to lock up this Vex, but Shadow is there. The Shadow Surge comes in. They're going to try and follow him over. Ukai goes down. Can they trade back the mid laners? Yes, they can, but that is a solo bolo for the mid lane. Jay finally finding some kind of movement and some kind of advantage here in that mid lane game.
Yeah, it's been very back and forth. Jay's been doing his damnedest to try and get himself set up. Now finally able to get the kill. Shun being a little bit frisky. Has his smite now to get himself the chickens and maybe look for round 2 against Jay in the mid lane.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. He knows there's no mist available here, and this is a Hecarim with double buffs, and there's nowhere for you to go. That's just a very, very easy capitalization there from
Yeah, 1-for-1 on towers, though, because Zika did get on the top side. Now trading for vision as Ukai.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble there. The personal space is going to be used. A Shadow Surge, you can see what Ukai wanted to do. He knew if he flashed or distorted out, he would have been followed up. So Jay, nice solo kill there over the mid laner of IG.
IG, though.
Just before that fight, I don't think it will.
See, though, IG are just trying to see if they can play sides, though. They don't really want to go. Oh, hang on already.
Flash over the wall means that Zika has nowhere to go. Jay recognizing that his CC is enough, and he had the information.
Fearness ends up taking a lot of the resource that LGD need, although as I say that,
here we go. The Shadow Surge comes in. Great flash, though, from Wink. Right as it comes in, he gets himself out, so he's feared away. They will get some decent poke out, but Fearness is not to be outdone just yet. Lucas gets jumped on and gets killed off. Nothing he can do. They will get themselves some resets here for the Viegos. Now, Jinzhou in a little bit of trouble. As I say that, Ukai has to back himself away, and they use the Onslaught of Shadows defensively. LGD, they know they're at a 5v4 advantage. They want to try and push this issue even more.
Yeah, Shadow now playing off to the side, looking to see if he can get in behind. Zik and Wink are completely separated, so mid lane should fall to LGD, if not more. Ukai trying to see if he can get the poke.
Here by the side of IG, they'll give it up just for a second. Now Fearness is isolated. They jump on top of him to put down some damage, but I think he's already tanky enough that it doesn't really matter. Now we can see Shadow getting jumped on. Not quite getting much damage there, but now Eric needs to be very, very careful. That is a lot of damage. They're going to go straight down on top of this. They're going to force out the Devour and try and keep him alive. Shun has to use his smite to keep himself alive as a Super Mega Death Rod comes in. The Shadow Surge onto the back line as Fearness is the first one to fall. It's still a 5v4, but the health bars are very much in favor of LGD. That being said, though, it is going to be a lot of poke coming out here from this chase. They even have the Shroud to keep themselves unknown, not knowing exactly who is where and when. There we go. Flash forward. The personal face gets the fear down. They will trade back the Vex, and it's still a 3v4, but these health bars are not healthy enough, and Ocean Soul goes over to LGD.
And LGD played that fight so well. Everything on IG tried to be burnt on towards Eric, but Jinzhou able to keep him safe. They don't have the damage to try and follow.
Need to be so careful. They've got mid lane pushing against them. They need to make a decision, Dagda.
Yeah, and they're not being given that opportunity. Ukai is keeping them at basic, and now coming back as LGD.
There we go, flash in with the Unstoppable Force. They will find out the Karma, but that's a support Karma. You can still disengage here if you're IG, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They have not lost the Baron. They gained a mid lane tier 2. And it looks like they're going to be trying to fight for their lives. Shadow goes in with the Heartbreaker, trying to get the resets down, but he won't be able to get it, and he loses his life. Now Fearness is just trying to play as much as he possibly can in the front lines and keep Zika from his back lines. Ukai gets himself over the wall, and Zika will end up falling down. Eric now getting excited. She'll jump onto the Shun as the pony canters away. Wink still very much healthy, but not exactly the big late game center that you expect him to be. Ukai out is playing with fire. Does end up backing away, but with both jungler on LGD dead, I don't think they can go for the Baron. Oh, unless they got the kill onto Shun, but even then it's still very risky.
Yeah, they know that Shun is going to be low though, so they're just going to turn back towards this. IG I don't think they're aware. Pings are going down, though. Looks like they're not entirely certain that this isn't a play that's been made.
It's a bait. They've got eyes on Shun. They know exactly where he is. There's the Shadow Surge. He's going to have to use his smite to try and keep himself alive. He's ignited, though, and he is dead. Yukai off on the backside, though. They don't know exactly where he is, and now Wink needs to try and play keep away. We are going to see there's Tom Kench going in. The Shadow Surge does not land, but Wink is dead. Yukai over the back end of this fight, maybe looking for something. He's going to have to try his very best to steal it, but with Shadow still in the vicinity, it's going to be a miracle steal at best. He's going to try and look for it. He does get the bouncy. No! Not quite able to get it, doesn't quite have the double distortion. Baron goes over to LGD, and they are now firmly in control of this game.
Might even find Yukai. Fearness has the ult, now starting to chase down, but will just back away, realizing that they want to make...
This will not lose anything off of that play, as we now see IG trying to maybe look something there. He will lose a lot of his health bar, though, as the Mega Death Rocket comes out. Doesn't really do a lot of damage, as Zika gets his accelerated shock blast between the sticks and gets himself 3 points for this country. And now LGD trying to posture back in towards this dragon. This is the end game buff. You did so well, LGD. You finally have a gold lead, but it does not mean squat if you cannot get this buff away from IG. IG have enough damage and enough survivability to make this a game-ending fight should they be able to pick up the Elder.
And IG all corralled into the one area. This is perfect for Fearness. No flash, but he can still look for it.
He's gonna go. There it is. There's the unstoppable force going in. They're going to the onslaught of shadows, though, onto 4 members. As you can see there, Yukai trying his very best. Fearness is dead. The Shadow Surge all the way onto the backside. Jay trying to play keep away with Yukai as the mid laners go in. The flash in with the personal space means he gets the resets of the Shadow Surge, and now Jay can start to take over this fight. Him and Eric are going to be looking so good at the end of this one, and it's LGD taking that fight. They'll take the Elder. They'll take the game.
I mean, they have no wave in mid, so they're just going to look to take the Elder for the moment, but you can see once more IG trying their damnedest, but these team fights, they're just too easy from LGD's position. This is why, once more, we kind of brought up at the start of the day, top lane, there's some of these blind picks that you think are safe are really not safe, and LGD shutting down Zika with the Malphite, and Fearness has been so crucial in finding these engages for LGD and setting up Jade to take them over.
Should be LGD equally out in the series. They've got themselves the Elder for another 2 minutes. They should be able to TP back in. Yep, keep the minion alive. But as I say that, we might have IG having a last stand. They will have the unstoppable force now in about 2 seconds. There's not really a lot for Wink to do here, and Fearness finally getting up to his force of nature means that he is just an absolute monster on all fronts now. With Shun on the backside, though, LGD is starting to think about this one just a little bit more carefully, and they don't want to go for this one as Eric gets engaged upon. The Onslaught of Shadows doesn't finish its channel, and now with the Shadow Surge going over, Zika is dead. It's a double kill there for Jay as he gets himself some more resets. Not going to land it, but it does not matter. With the Elder Drake still going very, very strong, it should just be LGD getting themselves a win, putting themselves back in this series, and sending us to a game 3.
And this is exactly what I wanted to see from LGD. Being able to play out their draft very simple with counter pick 4